So for our next speaker, we have Dr. Zheng from Seele. He's a founding member of Seele. So let's for Dr. Zheng.
Good afternoon, everyone. So probably I'm the one from the older folks side. You will ask. No, I'll be on the safe side. I think on top, I'm afraid I will, fall down. To my age, better stay here, stand here. So anyway, probably I'm the one of the senior speakers here. I mean, senior means age. So I introduce myself, give you a little background why I'm interested in blockchain. I think myself is taught on the technical side. Myself is a mathematician and work all the life on the technology side. And the last 15 years working in financial industry and doing some predictive modeling. From last year to now, I'm working on the project we call Seele open source blockchain project. So let's give you a little bit background. Also, I truly believe the blockchain so far, there are all kinds of blockchains, cryptocurrencies so far. To my belief, Bitcoin blockchain is still the safest blockchain, and also of course with the highest capital. So myself, on the consensus algorithm side, I'm a believer of POW. I live in both sides. I live in many years. My first 30 years in mainland China. My last 30 years in US. So I'm pretty, I'm for the decentralized, the kind of technology, keep all the transaction clear, transparent. So make the whole transactions, the network is safe. Okay, let's go my slide. Okay, you look my slides. Probably the most simple ones. I don't have many pictures. I mainly focus on the Seele and itself, the blockchain. So that's the technology. Nothing to do with the ICO strategy, with cryptocurrency. Basically, I'm focus on the blockchain itself. So the topic is first is introduce our company. The second part will highlight Seele blockchain, and the third will be I'm talking about the consensus algorithms. Then talk about some testnet metrics roadmap for the whole project. So we have a pretty good sized Seele community. So how big it is, I will leave for the audience. You can check out for the project. And we have the headquarters in San Francisco. So this time I flew here from San Francisco, far away. So the headquarters in San Francisco, but we do have branch in Shenzhen and London. We have people working in Melbourne, Singapore, Beijing. So that's the team. That's the picture. So this is our headquarters office in San Francisco. That's probably many of you maybe pass through the San Francisco. This is on the East Bay, on the East Bay side, next to the Big Bridge. So that's we have a pretty good view of the bay. So that's I like. In May we have two meetups. One is in San Francisco, one is in London. So we are planning a few others, like in Melbourne, maybe Singapore, and Shenzhen, maybe Taipei. I don't know yet. So here's we come to the technical part. The heterogeneous first network that's written in our white paper. What's this part? What's the heterogeneous first network for? Basically, we support different blockchain ecosystem subnet. Basically, that part, that technology mainly for support the ecosystem from different blockchain like Ethereum, EOS, or Seele, Bitcoin, or blockchain. So the second part, Seele consensus engine. In my next slide, I will say a little bit more about that part. I think that's our core contribution to the blockchain. You will see. The quick value transfer protocol means between blockchains, you have how to transfer values. So we defined some standards. So that's part for the value transfer. Also, we support smart contract, EVM, and for our testnet. But later we will release with the mainnet for the WebAssembly. So that will support more high-level computer language. So you can write, more flexible smart contract. Okay, here in this page, I will say a little more about the algorithm and about our EDA neuron consensus algorithm. The first part, the SPOW consensus algorithm. We use SHA 256. That's for the hash. And it's much faster than POW. So I was, if you look at the POW, the difficulty level, from you add one more level, one more zero, then they will jump. The difficulty level will jump. Then you add more zero, then will be even more hard. Spend more time to find the right solution. But our algorithm will a little bit smoother than the POW. Basically, the difficulty level will move much slower. Basically, they will step by step. Eventually, from one level of POW to reach the next level, in the between, we have quite a few levels. So that's our SPOW. The core, the idea is still based on POW. It's not the POS. It's included, actually, it's a class of POW. They come together. It's configurable. So the EDA, that's written in our white paper. It's talk about the transaction, TBS, mailing TBS, blah blah. Write a lot, but that's basically the EDA. The EDA consists like first part is the neuron transaction ordering. Basically, we try to make the transaction in certain order, and then block producer selection, how to select it, and finally we use involve some mining, so to get the consent. So that's basically the EDA. What the EDA is, that will release in our mainnet. So in the end of this year. So in next slide, I will show you some numbers. You will get a rough idea how SPOW, our testnet, works. By the way, we did our ICO at the beginning of this year. So we promise at the end of the second quarter, we will release our testnet. We released our testnet on June 30th, so we did on time. So that's the test metrics. The test nodes consist about 100 virtual machines. It's on 2 separated locations with the network. And the consensus algorithms we use HPUW. We use a little bit of sharding for the nodes. Why we try the sharding? Not really want to partition the nodes into different sections. Basically, we do some preparation for our heterogeneous network support. So for the first network, you need a kind of subnet. Use this kind of the node partitioning. So basically, this is here we use the sharding try to test that part of logic that we will release in our mainnet. So the heterogeneous first network support will release in our main net. So the TPS at peak, basically at the peak around 3,000, but it's far from what we promised, mailing. But here, I will say a little bit more about the transaction. Basically, here we try to do, we keep the security and the decentralization and try to improve the performance. We like to keep our blockchain at the same security level at the Bitcoin blockchain. So this makes things a little bit hard. So for Bitcoin blockchain, you get about seven transactions per second. Here we reach at least 1,000. So in that sense, we made a big progress. Also, from the financial side, I know in banks, we don't need a million transactions per second. We really need a secure, safe transaction guarantee. The Mastercard, the Mastercard, the credit card company. Actually, their system about in the 1,000 transactions per second, they are satisfied. But for the finance, for the banking system, we need security is the number one, and of course we need we can support it in the 1,000 per second transaction. That will make the payment system works. So actually, our network blockchain, we aim at the payment system. We try to do something related to the bank system. The other applications, very interesting, but I think the blockchain cryptocurrency is in the beginning mainly for the banks. Try to do something for the revolutionize the bank system. But for the other, now everybody made blockchain to feed everything, every application. Probably that's not possible. Like someone with a hammer, you always see everyone is nails. That's not. I do believe that's not the case for blockchain. And the block size is 1.2 megabytes. It's about roughly 5,000 transactions. You can make the block size a little bit bigger, but that will bring some difficulty for the network, the traffic. So there is a balance. You cannot make the block very large without sacrificing the speed. So that's okay. Our testnet mining, we use CPU because I said we use a virtual machine that must be CPU. So also the algorithm will support the GPU and ASIC miner. So that's the case. So that's pretty much about the test method I can tell here. This is our roadmap. So we are at the beginning of third quarter. So we have 2 quarters to release our mainnet. So we are on a quite a busy schedule. That's our promise. That's what we try to do. Okay, that's pretty much I can my talk. But next 2-3 minutes, I need to introduce my colleague, Dr. B. He will make some special announcement.
Hello everyone, I'm really glad to be here. I'm Dr. Weibi, I'm the Chief Scientist of the Seele team. Since we still have a few minutes left today, I would like to take this opportunity to announce a new program for Seele. I've seen we have a few Seele fans here. You probably know that as also Dr. Zheng mentioned, we have our testnet published a few days ago. During the development of the Seele project, a lot of people have contributed enormous amount, including the community fans and the volunteers. So today, I would like to take this opportunity to announce that the Seele team has started a new program called Volunteer Selection Program for the Seele Global Ecosystem Construction. And the Seele team and the community has selected one of the volunteers to be the Asia ecosystem leader, and his name is Elias. I would really love to introduce Elias to come to the stage to meet with everyone, but unfortunately, due to his visa problems, he cannot be here himself physically. Elias will be helping us to build our ecosystem, including some technology development and community support, and probably also establish some collaborations. So because Elias is not be able to be here, so we did the ceremony a couple of days ago, and I'm going to show you the video clip. Okay, it's a very short video clip. For anyone who is interested in the Seele project, please feel free to talk to Dr. Zheng or myself. Just a small advert. I will be in the last panel discussion in the main room with Congressman Jason and CJ and other guests. Feel free to join if you want to join. Thanks very much, everyone.
Thank you, Drs. from Seele and Elias, wherever he is.